Well, again, Craig here from forbiddenknowledge.info with some more advanced knowledge about money. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about United States money, okay? We're not talking about any other country. And we're going to be talking a lot about old money, notes, and going all the way back to the creation of money in this country and the dollar. First of all, let's start, maybe we ought to find out what a dollar is, because a lot of you believe what you have in your wallets are dollars right now, but they aren't. A dollar is defined in the Coinage Act of 1792 as being a certain a weight or measure and purity of gold or silver coin. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution will tell you what money is, and you go research that. So, what is a dollar? A dollar is a certain weight and measure of gold and silver. So all these paper things you have in your wallet called dollars are not dollars at all. They are debt instruments. They're based upon your belief that they're money. Well, they are money right now, but as soon as you no longer believe it, it is no longer money, because this is all in your mind. What's the difference between this 1 and this 100? They're about the same size, probably got about the same amount of ink in them. This one's got a couple little fancy holograms and such on it, but they're still just pieces of paper. It's all in your mind. You believe they're money, so they still are, as long as you believe it. As soon as anybody doesn't believe it anymore, then they're worthless. Well, they're toilet paper. So, how did it become that way? Well, back in 1913, the Coinage Act of 1792 established what a dollar was. You don't believe me? Go back and look at it. That tells you what a dollar is. These other things aren't dollars. In 1913, the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank allocated, the Congress allocated the creation and regulation of the value of money thereof to a private corporation called the Federal Reserve Bank. They make it look like it's federal. It's a quasi-federal. It's really not. It's private, and it's there's no reserves either. It's just it's paper debt instruments. Anything you buy today, you're buying with pieces of paper, and you're just trading debt. You didn't actually pay for it, unless you use legal tender instead of lawful money. What do I mean by that? Lawful money. If you look at some older money, and I don't know if I have some silver certificates here, for instance. See, I got the blue seal, whereas our modern dollars have the green seal. Well, the blue seal represents a silver certificate. You could actually go to a Federal Reserve Bank and get $5 for it. In fact, it says right on the bill, it says, "We'll pay to the bearer on demand $5. Wait, we'll pay to the bearer on demand. It says in silver, payable to the bearer on demand. In other words, you could take this to a bank and actually get $5 in silver. What's $5 in silver? $5 in silver would be 5 of these. 5 silver coins. That one happens to be a Morgan silver dollar. Or maybe you would get a peace dollar, but it's real silver. This was lawful money. It had intrinsic value. It's there, it's real, you can touch it. This has no real value, but it was backed by silver, because you could go get your silver. They promised you on there, we'll pay to the bearer on demand, $5. And some of them say that, actually. For instance, United States notes. Now, United States notes have this red seal on them, see that? Versus the green seal. United States notes would tell you you could take them into the bank and you could get $2 for this. What is $2? $2, according to Coinage Act of 1792, is gold and silver coin. So you could actually trade this in to get real money for it. And they made that promise right on the note. They told you they will pay you $2 for this piece of paper. They don't even make the promise anymore. It's all in your head, people. So, that's the difference. You go back and look at old money, you'll see all kinds of different configurations, all kinds of different wordage on it. They will tell you, they will say lawful money on it, actually. A lot of the older ones will say lawful money. Now they say legal tender. Legal tender is not even a noun. What is it? Again, it's all in your mind. It's valuable to you because you believe it has value, and as soon as you don't believe it anymore, it has no value. So that's the key to all of this. So I wouldn't recommend, if you're worried about some kind of financial collapse, then you really shouldn't be dealing with Federal Reserve notes at all. Just keep as much money in the bank, we'll call it money for now, as you need to get by for your day-to-day bill paying and so on. But if you have a lot of it in there, just be prepared to lose it, because all fiat currencies, paper money, are Ponzi schemes. Eventually they will collapse. They must collapse. It's a mathematical certainty. It just so happens the Federal Reserve Bank has been around the longest of any in world history so far. So this is nothing new. banks collapse all the time. Just look at Greece, just look at Cyprus, look at all the other countries. Go back in time and they all fall eventually. So as far as the sovereign goes now, because I'm one, the only way I can actually buy something is with lawful money. Lawful money will be either stated on the notes where they're backed by gold and silver, or else it is actually with gold and silver, right? Real gold and silver. So if I pay for something, let's say I want to buy a car. This is an advanced tip for you sovereigns out there. Let's say I want to buy a car, and because as a sovereign you don't have a social security number, because you can't. If you don't have a social security number and you can't get a driver's license and you can't conduct business in commerce the way everybody else does, so you have to be able to purchase something that you actually own. Because if I buy a car with Federal Reserve notes, I've just traded debts and I don't own anything. I've got a certificate of title showing that the government really owns it, that I don't own it. Because I use their private money. I use their private money to buy it. So how do you buy a car with lawful money? Well, you can actually get lawful money. Go to a coin store and you can actually buy lawful money. That sounds weird, but you could buy some things like silver certificates or United States notes or something that's actually designated in lawful money, which is U.S. government. You see, this is United States notes. These are United States notes. Got one of them upside down here. These are United States notes. It says right on the top, United States note. It doesn't say Federal Reserve note. It says United States note. This is made by the federal government. This one says Federal Reserve note on the top, and that's made by a private company. So when you trade their private debt instruments, you're just trading debt, and you can't own it. It's been hypothecated to the Federal Reserve Bank. So by buying with lawful money, money that actually basically says it's lawful money on it, and made by our government rather than some private company, then you can actually own it. But how do you prove that you paid for it in lawful money? Well, you could actually go to buy a car. Let's say it costs $1,000. Okay, they want $1,000 for your car, and by dollars we're talking about the modern Ponzi scheme dollars. Okay, the people believer dollars, because that person, and I'll call him a person, that person who wants to sell that car, he wants Federal Reserve notes. Okay, so you give him your Federal Reserve notes, but you also do this. You get, let's say, and I can show you here, this is a stack of United States notes, the 2s and 5s, and you can get other denominations as well. You pay him also $50 in lawful money, and you go to what do they call those people? The people who witness it, that certify. God, I'm losing. I lost track of what it is. You know what I'm talking about? A notary public. You go to a notary public, and for you sovereigns, you know you can't get a notary public, because for notary public it's going to require a driver's license or state-issued ID, which you can't own as a sovereign, because without that social security number you can't get a driver's license or state-issued ID. So you have the person that you're paying hire the notary public to draw up this document. You draw up a document and basically it says you paid John Doe $50 in lawful money, and then you have it certified by the notary. You're both there, you're witnessing, yes, I paid him $50 for John Doe, $50 for his car, and it's in lawful money, and you have serial numbers you can record. These are all different numbers. You can record the serial numbers right on the document, and you both sign it, get it notarized, certified, and then you've actually paid for it with lawful money, and then you've actually owned it. Then you do not go and record it with send it to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles or whatever they call it in your state. You don't do that, because now you're just signing it over to them. You're saying, oh, I can't handle this vehicle, I'm going to give it to you, and you make me you regulate it for me. You make me get a driver's license, insurance, etc., and pay the taxes on it, all that stuff. But if you actually purchase it with lawful money, then you can actually own it, because if you just trade it with debt instruments with Federal Reserve notes, you didn't own it. So the seller is happy, he's got his Federal Reserve notes, and the receiver of the $50 lawful money, he probably could care less about that. He might, you can make it part of the deal or not, he might just give it back to you or whatever. You record the numbers. But if you do that, if you record the numbers, then that's a one-time thing. That's something you just recorded, and there's the serial numbers, that's no longer available to you as lawful money if you do that way. But that's a way you can buy something with lawful money and actually own it, to where the confiscations come, you can prove that you actually bought it instead of trading dead instruments for it, private money. So I hope I didn't confuse a lot of you. You need to do some more research, more study. As I say on my TV and radio show, don't believe anything I say. Research it yourself to verify its validity, because I could be lying to you just like everybody else has lied to you your entire life. So thanks all for watching. This is Craig of ForbiddenKnowledge.info. So long.